What's going on, guys? Today we unexpectedly got the Ultimate Team of Gridiron Notes, which I was only expecting to make the offensive lineman and defensive end video, but instead we got Gridiron Notes, which is huge because this gives us new features that are going to be an Ultimate Team this year. I read through this quickly, but really this is like kind of my first reaction to all of this news. It looks like there's going to be, they announce it right here. This is kind of crazy. But they say, you know, this year had the most programs, and it says this year they're planning on doing 7 full seasons of Ultimate Team, which means, again, we could probably expect content all the way up until Madden 25, which is big. So if Madden 24 is a good game and the game that we all hope it can be, this will be a big W because it'll keep the game alive throughout the whole year. So them announcing 7 seasons is amazing. And also they announced 5 seasons this year, and they actually did 5 seasons, which is big because that means then we might actually get it. Next, we have the live event hub. This looks interesting to me. It looks like it's just making it easier for newer players. That's kind of what the live events tab looks like to me. I was thinking it was gonna be like Madden, like it was gonna be Madden Mobile 16 with live events, but it's not like that at all. Instead, it's like what's going on in MUT. If you're someone that, you know, isn't keeping up on Twitter and things like that, this will keep you up to date, like in MUT, and maybe make sets look easier, make programs less intimidating for newer players. That's kind of what the live events tab looks like to me, you know, and I guess it could be good. I mean, this is not that big of a deal for a player that kind of knows what's going on and kind of follows closely with MUT, but over the course of the year, Madden Ultimate Team puts out a lot of new players, programs, and challenges for new players. It can become a little bit difficult to know exactly what is new or what to focus on. So with the live events hub, players will now be able to find all of the components for a program in a single place. So yeah, it literally is just for newer players that are just kind of getting into the game here. Again, we have revamped onboarding, which this is going to be like a tutorial basically for, again, new players. This one I actually do like. Again, this could be for like newer players too. I don't think it's going to add like a really like a whole like collection thing to it. But I do like how you are able to view any player's items, abilities, and AP cost of abilities. That's a big W right there. Because if this tab updates when new players do come out, what this will mean is you won't have to wait for MUT.gg to drop, you know, their full database of cards, because we're already gonna know what the discounted abilities are and things like that, which is a big W, especially if you are just getting on like new for a promo and like things aren't really out yet. This could be a big W here. And also if you are a new player, or like a, you know, player that's kind of new to Ultimate Team, you're not really expecting yet. You have to go on like another website to kind of see some of these things. But this should be pretty cool. You know, it also tells you how to obtain players. I guess it's kind of like MLB The Show in a way, where it, like, if you go on a card and you like, you know, scan over on it, it shows you how you can obtain this card. So I would imagine it's going to be something like that. And also, I really do like the menus. The menus have a nice little switch up, and I'm personally a fan of it, for sure. Next up, we have, you know, just crossplay, which is like, not that, you know, we knew crossplay was going to be in the game. But one that is definitely interesting is that they said that economy changes cross-gen. So as the gameplay experiences continue to diverge between game generations, which means, you know, last gen and this gen, it is no longer feasible to have Madden Ultimate Team economy that is shared across console generations. So people, I believe this means that people that used to go back to Madden last gen to use the auction house because it was a little bit faster, I don't think they're going to have the same auction house anymore, which is interesting. Very interesting. I guess they are just like, you know, 2 completely different games. But it says for users carrying over users carrying over rookie premier players from the last generation of consoles to the new generation of consoles, you will have those players available on either console as long as you're using the same account. Okay. Oh, so it's basically like having 2 different accounts now. Okay, so yeah, so your rookie premiers are going to double, and I guess your binders don't double. I guess that's also kind of something there as well. But rookie premiere, we already saw the 87 Aiden Hutchinson. I was hoping that they were going to show us the rookie premieres on this, but they didn't. And yeah, they basically do announce starting overalls are going to be 87 overalls. We already knew this from the Aiden Hutchinson tweet that they dropped earlier. But again, this is the reasoning I thought. They did this so, you know, when they do 7 seasons this year, you know, the game won't die. We won't have a bunch of 99s on every single team in March like we had this year that are all the same players, which I like. That'd be a big W. But competitive pass. So competitive pass was a little bit confusing to me. So instead of it updating bi-weekly, which was every other week on Monday, it looks like it's going to be resetting every Friday of a new season only once. So if there is 7 seasons, there should be more. There's going to be like new seasons coming up quicker. But still, that means we're not going to get as many Comp Pass players. And I mean, the Comp Pass player wasn't that crazy. It gave people something to grind for. But yeah, it says the Comp Pass will now start on the first Friday of each new season and last sorry, I can't read. And last the duration of that season. To keep it fresh, there will be a competitive pass, specific daily, weekly, and season-long objectives for users to complete. So I guess that means like they're just gonna add stuff to the Comp Pass. So maybe there'll be like a new Comp Pass player weekly still, but you know, it won't like reset the Comp Pass. Who knows what this means? Who knows? But I know the Comp Pass will be working differently now this year. Daily and seasonal objectives can be done across any of the 3 modes, which while each mode will receive their own weekly objectives, the daily. I hate reading on these damn things, man. That's one thing about these Gridiron Notes, you know, videos. I just, you know, the reading on these, you know, sometimes can get a little bit rough, focusing and talking and all those things. What's this right here? What am I seeing? Another change in the competitive pass will be the exclusive player items. So I didn't even read this in my first read through. Each season, there will be 2 competitive pass exclusive player items to chase. So I actually did talk about this. So it says that there's going to be 2, what did it say? 2 player items. So my prediction on this is that our first 2 Comp Pass players are going to be these 2 cards right here. I think it's going to be George Pickens and AJ Terrell. That's my prediction right here, because they have like that Comp Pass vibe that we had on last year's cards, like having the X's and the O's on there. And there's 2 of them, one on offense, one on defense. And this does stay in line with how the competitive exclusive player items are going to work, with there being 2 versions. Wait, or is that wrong? Yeah, 2 competitive pass players. Each player has 2 versions, limited in base. The base version will be similar to items from Madden 23 by having B and D. I'll be the same by first 11 users there. Oh, that's actually cool. Oh, that's sick. Oh my, this right here is actually huge news. So I've always wanted them to do this. I always wanted them to have some like exclusivity on some cards. And look at this, the first 1,000 users that are gonna reach the Comp Pass player, it's gonna be auctionable as well. But they also get like a champion level bucket. That's gonna be sick. Yo, that's actually gonna be sick. Okay, this is actually probably the best thing I've seen so far on these Gridiron Notes. That is a major W, man. That right there is a major W. And what does it say right here? I guess they have like the here's what the field pass is gonna look like. The ultimate preseason, whatever this means, who knows? But here's some more news. We have MUT Champ structure. Again, Weekend League, it doesn't look like it's gonna be back in the game. But instead of MUT Champs resetting on Monday, it's going to reset on Friday, and you're still going to have the whole week to play. So, yeah, I guess you can kind of treat it like Weekend League if you want to, but it's just not going to be the same. But yeah, no Weekend League again this year. Instead of refreshing Monday, it's going to reset Friday with the Comp Pass. Finally, we have, you know, besides MUT Champion stuff, which I don't really, you know, I'm not going to talk about in this video, we have Champion sets, and this is actually big news as well. So, if you get any 84 to any 85 overall player, you're able to do a champion set. And this is weird because usually you need promo cards in order to do that promo's champion set. But now you don't need that. So that might keep cards elevated in price. Who knows what that's going to mean. But literally, they give you an example right here. The first promo is going to be Headliners, which will same as last year. And instead of requiring 5 Headliners heroes, you could use like 85 core elites to Font Dig, so like 85 core elite, whoever they are. You could use these players in that set now. It's gonna be very interesting to see kind of how this works, because now I guess you can invest in cards better, you know, because cards that are already out can be put in sets that aren't out yet, if that makes sense, even if it's a new promo. And I guess this is gonna be super viable, especially before cards go up in overall, because normally, like, I guess, there's usually like a 2 to 3 week period where overall stay the same. And over that time, you're going to be able to, there might be some pretty glitchy ways and pretty cheap ways to do some of these champion sets. So it looks like what they tried to do this year is make the game just like less confusing, with better onboarding, this whole like live event stuff, this whole catalog stuff. I guess they tried to make the game a little bit more intimidating for the newer player, which I think is a big W. If anyone else can get into this game, it's a W for everyone. More players, things like that. But yeah, this is interesting, man. I think I'm not gonna say it's all good, because I wanted to see Weekend League come back, and I also the Comp Pass stuff's gonna be interesting. This is probably one of the more interesting things I've seen. Just for the true grinders out there, this is gonna be a big W, because if you're getting that Comp Pass player quickly, not only can you auction the card, he's also gonna be really good most likely, because he has that champion level ability bucket, which is pretty crazy, man. So yeah, my prediction is that it's gonna be these two guys. It's gonna be George Pickens and AJ Terrell. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. I'll be dropping that offensive and defensive lineman video whenever those guys come out. I don't think they're out yet, but whenever that comes out, I'll make that video later today. But yeah, as always, let me know what you guys think about today's Gridiron Notes, and yeah, I will see you boys in the next one.